Okay, so we filled in that spreadsheet, and now you're like, what am I supposed to do with all these posts? So this is where this section picks up. So we're going to go back to the pinning schedule tab. There we go. And find the first post you added. So that would be the post in column H, the new post. We're going to click, you hover over it, and you can click up there on the link, and it will open up for us. Actually, this is not pertinent to her blog. You're gonna, so once the post is loaded, look to the left and you'll find the Pinterest sharing tool, I guess it is. So go back over here, and over here you can share the post this way. Alternately, if you use Chrome, you can go like open a new tab and type Chrome Pinterest extension, and it will bring up the store that you can go and download it, and it's already been added on mine, but you just click to add it and it pops up another window, I think, and you can add it that way. But that way, if you're in any other posts, which you will be soon, then you can click over here and choose to save it that way. So click over here. That's why I talked about the Chrome extension. We are going to pin this post. So what we're going to do right now. So we want to either choose this option or that extension. Both of them work the same pretty much here. And we're going to look for, I say over here, we're going to look for the pinnable image that's vertical and has words on it. She sometimes uses words and sometimes doesn't, but her pictures are good enough that she doesn't always need to use words. So what I want you to do is find the vertical image of the actual picture of the post. So not this vertical image of her holding an appetizer tray, not this horizontal image of the post, but the vertical one that looks good and pretty. If you come across a post that doesn't have a pretty vertical picture of the actual recipe, let me know and I'll see, what I can find, what I can figure out. So I'm going to click on that, and it should pop there. It pops up a new window. Let's go back over here. So this words part is for other people whose pictures aren't always as pretty and need the words to kind of distract from the ugly pictures. And ignore, actually, I'm just going to take that out. Actually, this is not necessary because that's something else. So anyway, small window opened up for us, and now we're going to determine which campaign to add it to. In her case, the campaigns actually don't correspond to the categories because her categories are so specific. So let's go back over here, scroll down. Right now, all she has are 3 campaigns. We have a general campaign, which are boards that are generic enough to take any pin that she has. So if she starts to pin about, I don't know, like something random that's not a recipe, a healthy living kind of category, something like that, then we can still pin it into this general campaign. And like I say here, every pin that you pin is going to go into the general campaign. Then most every one of her pins will be a recipe campaign. So this is a generic enough recipes campaign for boards that are for any kind of recipe whatsoever. Because sometimes she does paleo type recipes, grain-free things, and sometimes she does pasta stuff. Like, this one with the penne pasta. So we can't go pinning a penne pasta recipe to the paleo board. I'm not sure if you're familiar with paleo eating, but it's basically you can't have grains, which includes pasta, breads, rice, corn, and I think oatmeal too. And you can't have dairy. You can have you can't have cow's dairy. You can have coconut milk, not cream, not cheese. And you can't have beans. And those are the main categories of things you can't have. And if you're ever wondering if a particular ingredient is or is not paleo, I am able to usually type in, is a mango paleo? And I'll get some information somehow that'll come up and say, yes, you can eat mangoes in a paleo diet, or no, you cannot eat mangoes, something like that. So what you're going to have to do, and I'll show you in a second, is check our ingredients. So Mexican meatball soup with butternut squash. I know that this is a recipe and a general. And I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to go scroll down and check the ingredients. We have onion, carrot, cilantro, lime, butternut squash. Yes, you can have that. Cabbage, tomato paste, tomatoes, chicken stock, ground beef. You can have all kinds of meat in paleo, obviously. Ground pork, eggs. And then this is just spices. So that's all going to be definitely paleo. So, so it doesn't specifically say, it might in the wording, I haven't read it. Oh, wait, here we go. This recipe is gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, paleo, and Whole30 compliant. Perfect. So, yes, it's going to be a paleo recipe. So there you have an example of a post that's going to fit into all three categories. So, back to our spreadsheet so I don't get off task. So we're going to go back to that pop-up window that came up and start typing in the letters CAM, and that'll help you pull up all the campaigns because she just doesn't have any boards that have CAM in it. So I'm going to click the All Recipes campaign, and then I'm going to go back to the post and do the whole thing over again. My computer is not clicking. And I'm going to wait for the window to pop up. Type CAM, pick the general campaign, and go back to the post and pick the picture again. And I wish, like anything, there was a way you could choose more than one campaign at a time. I want to pick paleo campaign. And then you see this right here. It says, let's just say you pinned it to the paleo campaign and you said, oh shoot, that had beans in it. I can't pin it to that one. This will take you to the actual pin that you created. And here you can click the edit button and it will allow you to delete the pin if you need to. You can also scroll down and you can click to that secret board of the paleo recipes campaign, and you can see it. Sometimes I will forget where, like, if something happens and I have to stop doing what I'm doing and I come back to it a few minutes later, oh shoot, did I pin it there or did I not pin it there? Then I can just go into that board and see it there, or I could see it twice there and I would need to delete one of them. You can also go to the main profile, and if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see all of these secret boards with the dashes. And if you scroll up, here are those 3 campaign secret boards. So you can click into there if you ever need to make any adjustments. All right, so we did all 3 of those boards, and I am going to go back to my checklist. So here I said to make sure to check for the dash because that is designating the secret board. And then here we're going to go back to the spreadsheet and we're going to enter today's date into that campaign field. Copy, paste, and paste because we did all three of them. Then next, we are going to actually delete this. We're going to head down the column to see if that post will be good for any other boards in the list. If so, you're going to complete the same pinning process. So she has a lot of boards here that are very specific to particular categories, I guess you could say. So I kind of sort of grouped them a little bit together so that, you know, this is a meatball soup recipe and this is a section right here of dessert recipes or dessert boards. I'm sorry. We don't need to go pinning the soup recipe to the dessert boards. Hopefully that makes sense. You could technically just skip down all the way, you know, past all of these dessert. She has a lot of dessert boards. So you can skip down past that. If you notice, I designate group boards with a G in parentheses and followed by how many followers it has. Doesn't really matter much to you, but just so you know. So I'm going past all the desserts. This isn't really an appetizer, I wouldn't say. Not really back to school. Let's see, she's got beef and pork in there, so I'm just gonna put an X here for now till we go through all of them, and then I'll come back and I'll do the actual pinning. It's not a burger, sandwich, or wrap. These are kind of a main dish category kind of things. It's not chicken and turkey. It's not fish and seafood. It's not bread or breakfast or cheese or grilling or coconut. This is where you'll probably also have to go and see how she's making it. So just go down to the instructions. In a pot. Drain in a bowl, blah, blah, blah. So she's just cooking this on the stove. So this is not crock pot, pressure cooker, or instant pot. That's what these three boards are: crock pots, or slow cookers, or instant pots, or pressure cookers, kind of those kind of recipes. DIY projects, that's a board just for actual DIY projects, not DIY food necessarily. I don't think this has eggs. It's not really a holiday recipe. It's not fruit. It's not a giveaway. It does not have grains. It is not about health and wellness or specifically about herbs and spices. Jams, jellies, kids in the kitchen, main courses. It is a main course even though we didn't categorize it as that, so we'll put an X there. It's not skincare, it's not cleaning, it's not pasta or potato. It is, it's a soup. We could probably consider it as a fall recipe and a winter recipe. We'll just go ahead because you kind of want to, if you can present a case to put it on a board, then put it on the board. You know, I can't present a case that it is a health and wellness recipe. I could present a case that it's fall and I like to eat soup. It's winter and I like to eat soup. There you go. It's not a wellness. This one is no recipes, so you probably won't pin to it very often at all. It's not a salad. It's not a salad. It's not a sauce or dip or salsa or a pesto. It's not a side dish or a snack. It is a soup. It is not sustainable living. It's not breakfast. It is dinner. Those three boards you're gonna be using a lot, but we can't put them into campaigns because they're so specific. It's not really a hack. It is vegetables. And it is not vegetarian though, because it has the meat and is not vegetarian. It is Whole30, she said, but it is not a drink or a drink. So I'm gonna be going through and pinning all of these, and then I'm gonna come back in the next video if I have anything I want to show you specifically that I came across as I went through pinning them.